Mallory had a history and had gone to prison for sexual assault and for being violent. But they didn't use that evidence in the case, and it was brought up by a news reporter afterwards. And the prosecutor essentially said something to the effect of, yeah, we don't really care. Like, it doesn't matter that he even had a history because
it does matter.
It does.
Tremendously.
Correct. It does.
This is one of those things where you can't always get that evidence in, no matter how relevant you and I may think it is. Under the eyes of the law, and especially during that time frame, you couldn't bring in prior acts of a defendant or of a victim without filing a motion and making sure that it met the parameters of bringing in those prior acts. You couldn't use it to show back then that a person was violent or a serial rapist and had a propensity to do that. So that meant they did it in this case. It wasn't allowed.
My issue with the situation was that that's not the argument the prosecutor made when he was being interviewed in the documentary. He basically was just like, we had access to that. He was like, there was no proof anywhere that Richard Mallory was a violent individual or had a history of doing this type of thing. And the reporter was like, I looked for like 5 minutes through your files and found it. How could you not have found this or had access to it? And he was like, well, I don't think it really matters anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you how the law works. I can't say what he said or why he didn't.
But he didn't say that. But he didn't say, well, according to the law, he was just like, he tried to defend his staff at first. And then she was like, I literally got this from your people. And then he was just like, oh, well, who cares anyway? She's a killer and she deserves what she got.